Hi, welcome and thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Anne Mwangi and this is the chat room. So, on today's topic, we're going to talk about asking for help. Asking for help. That would be what we'll be discussing about. So, do you find yourself struggling with asking for help? Or are you the kind of person who is so bold, asking for help is not a problem? Or do you ask for help only when you are in a corner? Extremely cornered, you feel you have no option? Do you feel like asking for help makes you a beggar? What kind of a person are you? So, on today's topic, why is asking for help so hard? If you are not one of those people, well and good, good for you. But for a huge number of people, it's really hard to ask for help unless someone else asks something on their behalf. It's hard for them to ask. So, why is it hard? First, every human being has something called ego. Ego. Ego isn't a bad thing, but ego can be a stumbling block to you taking the next step to whatever it is you're about to do. Because not ego. Ego is a self-protective mode. You want to preserve your value, you want to preserve your identity. And if you ask for help, it feels as if you are becoming dependent on someone else, or rather you are becoming vulnerable. So ego is one reason why people don't ask for help. Why number two, it's called vulnerability. People don't like being vulnerable, and no one wants to. Even a little kid doesn't like being vulnerable. That's why they cry. That's why you see little kid behaving like big adults. But vulnerability can be a positive thing. You can take it and turn it around to be on your to be an achieving. You see, if you choose to be vulnerable to someone who is an expert in a certain field, you could go ask someone for, like, can you help me with this? I have this business idea. I have never been in a market, but I do know in our shamba we have this onions. My mom does farming. She has 2 acres of onions, and I have seen what the middlemen do. So go to someone who is actually above you in terms of knowledge in that sector and ask them. Chances are you feel like they are going to take advantage of the fact that you don't know, but if you don't ask, you will never know. So being vulnerable is actually one way you can get what you would like. Being vulnerable is very important. Number three of why people don't like asking help is called codependency. There is nothing as important in this world as being independent. Independence is something that we all strive to do. If you wake up every morning, you go to work, you're not going to work because it's your hobby. No, you want to be independent. Not just in terms of finances, but you want to be independent in your thinking. You want to be independent in the way you do your life. You want to be independent. You want to be independent because chances are in future you want to be a reliable person. You would like people to rely on you, and you can't be reliable when you're not independent. So people are afraid to be codependent on others. But you know what? Asking for help is the first step into going into the unknown. Because if you want to take risk, how are you going to take risk of something you don't know? You have to ask. Taking risk is the next big step in moving on to the next level of your life, to the next level of whatever it is you're about to do. If you don't ask for help, how will you do it? How will you do it? So, asking for help is not weak, it is actually for the strong. The strongest people are able to ask for help when they need it, whenever it's not too late. Because people do actually ask for help when they are very, very, very vulnerable. Whereas you could just have told someone, help me with this, I'll do this, when you're okay, mentally okay. But when you're at the corner, you actually will not be able to, you'll be begging. You are being it's like you're drowning. You just want someone to help you not drown. But you can ask for help before you get into the water so that you don't drown. But if you get into the water and with pride, you don't want to be vulnerable, you want to show, you know what, I can swim too. And then when you're in the water, you start to drown. That's when you're asking, hey, somebody help me, I'm drowning. No, it is very important to be able to ask for help without feeling the shame that is accompanied by asking for help. Also, asking for help, the way you should know how to ask for help is very important because you know who to ask, when to ask, how to ask, and whatever answer you get, you should be able to deal with it. Because asking for help does not necessarily, it opens you to two things: a yes, no, or a snob, actually. So if you are able to ask for help, that is shows you are such a strong person. Another thing about asking for help you should really, really work on is not getting used to it. Do not get used to asking for help all the time. Not help, begging. Because this is what happens when you do something, you become actually dependent on it. Dependent on it. When you ask for help in this area and you are helped, can you try navigate it and you have the direction? If you fail once, you already know how to do it. Try do it again or ask, how did I fail? Don't keep asking, you know what? Help me now, help me now. Because this is where we get the culture of begging, and you realize you lose the value of depending or doing it on your own. That's the word. You lose the importance of doing it on your own, and you start, your mind is set on, I need this, someone to help me to be able to do this. No, but asking for help is when you know you clearly cannot, you clearly don't understand, you clearly do not know how. That is why, that's when you should ask for help. But if you know how to do something, unless you cannot, you are not in a position to, then you ask. But if you are in a position to, you are just afraid, you have excuse, not reasons not to, please do it. Because we don't want also to raise a culture of beggars around us. You don't want to turn out to be the kind of person who is always asking us. And we do have those kind of people. They ask without shame. They ask without shame all the time. However, asking is something that we should all learn to, because I've realized some people are so shy away so much from asking for help. Even talking to someone who is in a higher position, for example, you need work, you apply for work, you could talk to someone, how do you go to a company like, the other day I saw a company that's written, I don't know what, and it's a government organization. Is it a corporation, a government corporation? I was like, now this. How do you apply to get jobs in these areas? Because I saw they have drivers, they have cars, they have customer service and all that. I was like, how do people apply to this organization? I don't even know where the head office, they don't have in a Gmail. But if you have the courage to go and ask, excuse me, hi guys, so how do I apply for a job? Or where are your head offices? Or where are your customer care contacts? Something as simple as that. But you only want to go to places that you already know. And it's not a bad thing, because we are human. We have the fear of the unknown. But open yourself up to vulnerability, open yourself up. Don't nurse your ego all the time. It's very important to have an ego, but you should also be in a position to, don't let your ego be stand in your way. Yeah, don't let your ego stand in your way. It's very, very important. I'll show you the view as I continue to talk. So another important key thing in asking for help is being in a position to take the help, or also say no to the help if actually you see that the help isn't working. Asking for help is like a nut. It's totally like a nut. You should be able to tell the person, you know what, I'm so glad you are of much help, and if I take this route you have shown me, I have no capability, I have no ability to take this route. Maybe I'll try this. After this, if I let me improve my skill for this period of time, and then I'll try this again. Or be ready also to receive. I said, as I said earlier, the three answers. Be ready to receive a lot of no's. And actually, that is the most popular answer you're gonna get. No, 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 no. And the worst answer sometimes is like snob, no answer, not yes, no, not a no. It's like they're keeping you, someone is keeping you in a limbo. They don't want you to go to someone else, but they still don't want to help you, but they still don't want to, you know, you can't go because you're expecting they might change their mind. You can't go, but you also can't come to them because you don't know if they are ready. So be ready for the answer. That is my cue of the day, asking for help. I don't know how to do it, so I'm trying. I hated no's, but right now I actually do ask for help, expecting no's. I don't know why. I'll work on that. Maybe it's my mentality, and I've been getting so many no's, but who knows? It might change. This one time you might get a yes. Oh yeah, recently I got a yes, and I'm like, you said yes. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Keep watching. Thank you.